This micro brand has been in the game for 11 years now, same as Zelos, which is to me one of the OGs and probably longer than most other micro brands on the market. Yet it flies under the radar, silently producing watches that are just incredible value and incredible quality. Of course, this is Scottish micro brand Marloe watches, and I feel that I should be embarrassed that I haven't featured them on the channel at all. And actually, another thing, I don't know why more watch reviewers aren't talking about Marloe watches more. What is going on, guys? How are you? Welcome back to the channel and to another video. Today we will be talking about, of course, Marloe watches and their newer release, the Glenbeg, which is a watch made in collaboration with a Scottish whiskey brand. Now, how crazy is this? Two things that I love: watches and whiskey. I shouldn't say that out loud, should I? The Glenbeg is a watch made in collaboration with Ardnamurchan Distillery, and I'm pretty sure I butchered that, which celebrate their 10-year anniversary, just like Marloe watches, coincidentally. Marloe, again, is a Scottish brand, so what better way to celebrate your 10-year anniversary than with whiskey? There are two versions of this. The one that we have in today with the white dial, which has the Maiota 9039, which is priced at 610 euros or the equivalent dollars or pounds, and also a blue version with the Swiss-made STP 121, which has a customized copper rotor, and it comes with a few extra things, including a bottle of whiskey in the package. Also, that rotor replicates the copper stales at the distillery. That one is priced at 1,150 euros, but you also get that nice bottle of aged whiskey, and again, of course, the higher specs. Both are limited to 500 pieces, so once they're gone, they are gone. In principle, I do like the whole theme of the watch, and I do like the fact that Marloe chose to partner up with a fellow Scottish business to celebrate their 10-year anniversary. And I do like the fact that they made this available in two different price points, one with better specs, of course, for those are willing to spend a bit more, and also one with lower specs for those that are not particularly interested in the entire theme of the watches. Going back to our white variant, at first glance, I'm not familiar again with the brand, but this has a very, very posh look and a very posh feel to it. I wouldn't say premium, because it is also premium, but I think that posh kind of summarizes and describes this quite well. When I first saw it, I felt a bit underdressed, if you know what I mean, and I immediately pictured myself in chinos and a half open shirt, and of course with both shoes. I don't know why, but I feel that you need both shoes with this, walking on the beach somewhere wearing this. Funny enough, with a glass of whiskey on ice in my hand. This style, I wouldn't call it a dress watch, but it has a very elegant design, and even though this is supposed to be a white dial, since it's called the Glenbeg White, this is a bit of an off-white, but the dial color takes inspiration from the whiskey labels, so it would be a bit more of a customized tone to it, and that sort of makes sense. Same as the blue, that is called the Glenbeg Blue, but it has a darker shade of blue. I know that the theme of the watch takes inspiration from a whiskey distillery, but if you look across the Marloe catalog, they use a lot of darker shades of certain colors, which allows them to incorporate more color into the design of the watch without making it tacky. Let's talk about the case now. This has an all polished finish pretty much all over, and I quote, "This is designed to feel as though you would be at home in a distillery with the subtly barrel-shaped profile." And I have to say, this is finished to a high degree of polish. Now that is almost mirror-like. I don't think that I've ever seen a better finished case at the price point, or even watches that cost slightly more. There are no transitions or anything on the case, just the lugs pointing down with some text on the left side. I kind of see the symbolic meaning of the text on the side, and I see where they're going with this. But I do believe that if you like the design of the watch and really have no connection to that meaning, you might be put off by that a little bit. In terms of wearing experience, I do believe that this can easily be worn as a day-to-day piece. The dimensions would sort of fall into that GADA standards, which I can't believe that we defined ourselves. We have our own GADA standards. It has a 41mm case diameter, a 46mm lug to lug, 11mm thickness thanks to that movement choice, and the flat sapphire crystal with 20mm lugs. It works on a wide variety of straps with that lug size, but also due to the fact that it has a very classy, casual, subdued look. I would say that if you have a below 6-inch wrist, this might be on the bigger side for you because of the size, but also because of that all dial look with the thin bezel. The dial has an all applied round markers uneven at the 12, 3, 6, and 9, with a raised chapter ring containing the minute track with another applied marker over at the 12. Just over the chapter ring, I believe we have a rehout that has the light copper color that complements the thin frame around the markers. We don't have a lot of text here, just Marloe at the 12 and a British design at the 6. I love the simplicity of the dial, and I do think that this is what it makes a perfect all-rounder, but I do have some moans around this. The bottom part just over at the 6 below the pinion has nothing written under there, and that portion looks a bit empty. Also, I don't know if this was done intentional, but why is the marker at the 6 different than the markers at the 3, 6, and 9? It doesn't particularly bother me, but this might trigger some people that just like a certain symmetry. The hands and the markers all have BGW9, and I have to say the loom application is really good. Unfortunately, no P-loom today, and this time I'm trying to be a bit more serious in these reviews. Very consistent throughout, but not very bright, and it doesn't last very long. I mean, in all fairness, this is not the style of watch that you expect to be loom heavy, but it does a very good job with what's on offer. Turning the watch around, we have the caseback design that I have to say I am a really big fan of. It has numbers representing the event it's celebrating and the watch number out of the 500, as this again is a limited edition and you'll have the one that you're getting. It also features a display caseback with the collaboration details and also offers a glance at that high beat Japanese movement. What I particularly found interesting is the fact that only the display part is raised, containing the see-through glass, which maintains that feeling that this is a thin watch. Instead of having a fully domed caseback, adding the thickness or adding to the thickness. So whoever had that idea from the design department gets a kudos on from me. And speaking of that movement beating inside, we have the Japanese Miyota 9039, so no ghost date here. Great choice, and I feel that this is suited for the price. The magic number that you're looking for here is plus 2 seconds per day, which is phenomenal if you ask me, considering the fact that I couldn't find anywhere if Marloe actually regulates these watches. Not sure if I got lucky in any way, but again, not that I would care that much if it had 5 more seconds on top. So let's be honest here. So what do I think about Marloe watches and the Glenbeg? Well, I'm genuinely happy that I managed to get hands-on with the watch and could get a taster of the quality of the brand and the watches they produce. I do think that this is properly priced given what's on offer here, and I would love to try on some of their other funkier designs that are even more Marloe-like, if you know what I mean. With the Glenbeg, I do feel that the market might be a bit more limited given the fact that it narrows it down to a specific theme. But I do think that between the two brands that have collaborated here, you'd have a big enough audience for both models to sell out. Between the two, I think that the white dial is less whiskey heavy and the one more intended for people that are not as attached to the meaning. That being said, the Glenbeg is a solid contender that actually punches, if you ask me, given the quality and the style, way above its weight. So that was it for me, guys. That was my review of the Glenbeg and my first encounter with Marloe watches. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about the watch, the brand overall. Click a like, subscribe to the channel if you made it so far into the video, and thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.